Stop it. I gotta figure out the rest of this. Cause the first one, it was so lame. I'll probably let you do both, but
Yeah.
it wasn't super interesting at all. Like, we were like, okay, this is much better.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
So hard to see. I have my glasses prepared. I forgot the giveaway. You can turn it off. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nicktendo episode 15. Today, I'm here with Bobby again, the most common guest on the show now. We're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and Volumes 2 from the MCU. We're going to give you kind of like a quick breakdown of both the movies. That's you, okay.
Yeah.
First we'll do 1, and then we'll go into 2. I'm going to ask Bobby a ton of questions.
Good.
We're going to play our 2 games. If you watched last week's Overwatch episode with Dylan, we pulled up this new game called Line 'em Up. Bobby's going to play Line 'em Up for us. He's going to play Love or Hate. We're going to go into our predictions for Guardians 3. So we're kind of going to spoil a little part of Endgame. We're not going to go crazy about it because we will be back to do an Endgame episode. We will do our raffle at the end of the show. And then we're going to talk about our MCU lineup that Bobby just worked on for like an hour almost. So we did a lot of stuff. I'm still figuring some things out right now. So give us a minute to really start the show. And then we'll get into it. I do have the outline right here, thankfully. I lost my notebook, my good one.
Really?
And also I have a legit stupid notebook.
A classic. B&B Games Comics is here.
Oh, what's up, B&B? Welcome back. You can say hello to whoever comes on.
Alright.
So give it another minute or two. I feel like all of these are going to be loved. They're very good. I did very good.
Missy's here.
Oh, hi, Miss. Alright, so we're going to start. So again, we're doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and 2. So let's start with Guardians 1. Gotta just mention some stuff about Guardians 1, whatever you can come up with.
So
Who the Guardians of the Galaxy are, how they meet.
yeah.
Go with that. Start there.
So it starts off. We first see Peter Quill.
I'm gonna come back. Keep going.
All right. All right. See ya. Anyway, we start off with Peter Quill, who's played by Chris Pratt. He's going to find which is the Power Stone, which is the first time we ever see that stone in this universe. He steals it successfully and then tries to pawn it off on Xandar. Then Gamora comes in and tries to take it from Peter. But then Groot and Rocket are both there, and they kind of get caught up in the fight as well. They all get arrested and then are taken to the prison, which I think is one of my favorite scenes.
Oh, the prison?
From the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Absolutely. The whole story of both the movies is fantastic.
It's definitely my favorite franchise that we have. So
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
how did we meet Drax in the first one?
Drax was already,
already
jail.
in prison,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
like the person that nobody
He was
wanted to talk
already in
to.
prison.
Yeah.
And then
That's
they all
right.
escape from the prison together. They try and pawn off the Power Stone to the Collector, which they successfully... no, they don't successfully do yet. And then...
No, because it ends up with the Nova Corps.
Yeah, the Nova gets it. Then Ronan comes into play, which is...
Ronan is the first villain.
Yeah. Ronan is... What was Thanos' like... Kind of...
First henchman, second
Yeah,
man,
kinda, yeah.
kind of.
But he's just being run by Thanos at this point in time, and he's kind of fed up with Thanos, so he kind of goes against him and steals the Power Stone for himself, and then kind of connects it with his own hammer. What was it? That like I don't know.
Yeah, it's in it. He has it in there. I don't know what it.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is, it's awesome.
So his goal is to destroy all of Xandar in that entire movie.
Right.
And then that's where the line from Infinity War is the whole dance off to save the universe
Exactly.
thing.
Did you mention how they escape prison?
No, I didn't.
This is the best part of the movie. This is one of the best part of any of the MCU films.
So what they had to do was, Rocket just mentions that they need to break into a panel, and Groot just takes that as, I should probably go do that. And so they just start a giant prison riot, basically. They manage to sneak up into, like, a control room and turn off the artificial gravity.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they kind of just fly out from there.
Yeah, so that's when they all gang out. That's when they all become partners. This was one of the first movies where you got to see an Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
It's where the Power Stone got introduced, actually, so for retirement. That's still missing, okay. Who else did we mention? Did you mention Yondu?
I did not, and the Ravengers I didn't mention yet.
Okay, yeah, so, like, did you mention Quill's mom?
Quill's mom? I didn't, actually. Wow,
okay,
I completely missed.
So go ahead, can you go to... So, like, how, like, Quill becomes a Guardian. Or how he becomes Star-Lord, I guess.
So, it starts... The movie really kicks off with Peter Quill being taken... His mom passes away from cancer.
In the first scene.
And then is taken away by Yondu for, like, cargo, which we'll talk about later in Volume 2. But,
Yondu is the leader of this group called the Ravengers.
They're basically just scavengers and thieves at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, so they all come together. Ronan has Gamora.
Yeah.
Gamora starts off as a villain, technically, until they get arrested and she goes to jail with them.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister Nebula, who becomes huge throughout the rest of the movies. Nebula is like a total snot. She's another villain. Her and Gamora will end up fighting multiple times. Yeah. And this is where the key term, do you remember what Star-Lord says to Ronan? How does a human hold the power of an Infinity Stone? Because when Star-Lord grabbed it, it looked like he was like fading away. Yeah. It looked really bad, like he was dying, and all of a sudden, what was it? Like Gamora, Rocket, everyone started holding hands, so the five of them were holding hands standing there. And Ronan goes, how can you guys hold the Infinity Stones? And Star-Lord goes...
We're Guardians of the Galaxy, you son of a bitch.
It was awesome. And that's where they kind of coined their terms, because... What did he call them before that? Oh, when they're like all lined up to go to jail, he calls us like, what a bunch of a-holes. The guy, the guy who was in the jail first, not Ronan.
But then,
do you think Ronan was kind of underwhelming for the character they made him to be?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, do you remember the opening scene with Ronan where, like, they have him kill somebody, and, like, their blood runs down, and he, like, uses it to, like, paint his face?
Yeah.
And then, like, you see him in a couple of parts of it, but, like, he doesn't...
He didn't seem that threatening, to be honest.
He doesn't fight, like, nothing. And the fight scenes throughout the movie were really good. Like, when you first saw Groot, remember when he stuck his arm through, like, five of those guys and slammed them into the wall? I don't remember who was watching, but I think it was Starlin. He was just like, holy... What's up, Dylan? So that's basically Volume 1. Let's go Volume 2.
Volume 2. So, it starts off that we're on... What planet is that? I can't... It's like,
well, the opening scene... See, I did one of my very first giveaways in this where... What was the opening Song of Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Dylan, write your answer. If you remember the correct answer, write that, of course. Do you remember?
Oh, got it. Alright.
What was it?
It was Mr. Blue Sky.
No, it's not.
What?
Everyone guesses that the opening scene was Ego and Quill's mom in...
You're right.
They're driving around to...
Wow, yeah.
To Brandy. Very good. I can't say it all. I have to put these on for this. Yes, Dylan. They're driving around to Brandy and they sing it because that's like the whole... He mentions that Ego mentions it 1,000 times, so Ego is Peter's dad.
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, that's how the opening scene starts. Then it goes to an awesome scene where they show the Guardians for the first time. But anyways, so yeah. Go on. So now you know Ego's, his dad and his mom was there.
Yeah. So what happens is we're on this planet.
Oh, I don't remember what planet it is. I know what you're talking about.
It's just a lot of gold people at this point. And what happens is Rocket steals batteries from them, and they're like.
They're worth so much money.
Yeah, they're extremely expensive. So this entire planet sends like waves of just people toward
ships.
Just ships toward them. And so, after they go through an asteroid field of being chased and everything, Ego or the 1-inch man, kind of thing. He sends like an electric shock throughout all of them, and it instantly destroys all of them. They then crash land on the same planet that I found out that's where the comic Planet Hulk was.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting. You want to know
Yeah.
why? We'll kind of go off to it afterwards. I don't know if it's because of this. So there's this comic writer. His name is Fred Van Lent. He writes a Hulk series and a Guardians of the Galaxy series. So I wonder if that could be why.
It would make sense. But yeah.
So they land on the planet together, and that's when...
That's when Ego lands with Mantis.
That's right, Mantis is with Ego. I was about to say, when does Mantis come in? Palm.
So they get into his spaceship, and there also is the Hasselhoff conversation, which I think is so great.
The movie has so many, because Star-Lord is from the 80s?
I think so.
So he's just such a like a nostalgic on things like that. It's so funny.
But he's also outdated at times.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's so like because it was current when he was last on the planet. So when everything happens,
everything else. You're right.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like you have Groot who can't talk, and then you have Drax who is just out in left field and makes the best comments.
It's just absolutely insane.
But when they land, this is where they split up.
Yeah.
So Peter, Gamora, and Drax go with Mantis and Ego, who admits that he's Peter's dad, and Rocket and Groot stay back. Was it just the two of them?
To fix the ship, yeah.
Yeah, to try and fix the crash landing ship. That's right.
And that's when Yondu and the Ravagers come back in.
With Yondu's no haircut. Want to know something funny? This is a good Yondu fact. If you have anything with Yondu on it, hold on to it for a while. I have a friend who sells these pops to me sometimes. And you can use the Funko app they made it. So like it shows you like, oh, I bought this for $10, but it shows you what they're actually worth. So Yondu, obviously, you bought for like the full price when it came out. You know how much Yondu sells for right now? It's like $107. It's awesome, and it's the one from Guardians too. The one from Guardians 1 isn't worth all that much, but it's worth like $40. Just a cool little fact. So yeah, Rocket, Groot, and the Ravagers all come together and they capture them.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back on Ego, because Ego is also... He's not a person, he's the entire planet.
They call him a living planet.
But he sends out like a human form.
And Kurt Russell?
In the form of Kurt Russell. Which I think is actually kind of amazing.
I'm not a big Kurt Russell fan, but he did do fantastic.
He did great as Ego. But then that reveals how Peter Quill has celestial powers.
Oh, that's right, because Ego is a celestial. I almost forgot that. Oh, that's
which I wish they kept to a degree, because I feel like that would have made the fight against Thanos in Infinity War like a little bit cooler.
See, that's part of our questions.
No,
it's okay. That's good that you said it. It's a good thing you mentioned. That's the thing. Like, we're all going to go with our opinions. So, yeah, like, Rocket and Groot get captured by Yondu and his Ravagers. And at one point, they think that Yondu isn't a good captain anymore. So they rip his fin off, it's called, like his hairpiece, I guess. And it basically puts him in like a coma. He's just like a vegetable. So they throw all of them in jail. But in this movie, we have Baby Groot, which all of you probably know, who is the worst, best helper ever. This, I think, was my favorite scene in the movie, where Groot goes to find the fin.
And brings back...
everything else.
The thumb.
The thumb.
And they're like, whose is this?
Whose thumb is that? So yeah, they finally escape and they give Yondu the fin, and Yondu's weapon is the coolest thing.
It's overpowered to a degree. Like it's
like
insane.
An arrow that he just whistles and it moves wherever he wants and it just pierces through people. Because in Guardians 1 is when you see him, he kills like people land around him. And he takes them all in like a second and just walks away. So he takes back his ship basically with.
Which I actually think that's a sick scene. Where him and Rocket are just walking
slow motion,
and then you just see how quick the arrow just goes around massacring people at that point.
Yeah. What else with the fin? What was I gonna just mention?
The fin.
The fin and Baby Groot. I don't remember now. Oh, so also Yondu does keep one member of his ship. Do you remember who Kraglin is?
Yeah.
The crazy guy? He's like one of the most underrated characters.
I didn't know, but it's James Gunn's brother.
The guy who plays Kraglin?
Yeah.
Really? Very cool. This movie had... so many stars. Miley Cyrus was in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvester Stallone was in the movie. Taserface.
Taserface. What was it? We just mentioned Hasselhoff was in this movie.
David Hasselhoff did show up in the movie. Oh yeah, because Ego turned into him, right?
Yeah.
So that was basically the story of Rocket, Groot, and Groot, what happens, and how Yondu saves them, kind of, and they all come together. And then they're going to Ego to save them because...
They find out that Ego is just going to planet and having children at each planet, trying to have... What was it, like the perfect child or something like that?
Uh-huh.
So someone that has celestial powers
isn't good enough.
And yeah. And so they find just an entire open cavern of just skeletons.
Yeah.
And I guess they were like he calls them batteries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what happens too is that Gamora kind of starts to pick up that he's not... Is that Comic Addicts?
Astro Biano?
Oh, cool. What's up, man? I don't know. Cool. Anyway, so what happens is Gamora kind of picks up that Ego might be lying. Mantis isn't telling anybody anything, and it's getting weird. So she goes and runs and hides in this cave while Peter learns to play catch with his dad for the first time.
With not even a ball. It's
it's like this spherical power orb thing.
Yeah.
That they just throw around for fun, and Ego teaches Quill how to use the powers of the Celestials, kind of. But all of a sudden, while Gamora's like sitting in a field, she starts running to this cave because a ship is coming at her, and it ends up being Nebula. So Nebula does return in Guardians 2, and she wants to kill Gamora. Totally backfires on Nebula. The cockpit of her ship goes on fire, and she just wants to die, and Gamora saves her. So they become friendly, which will eventually lead to Nebula becoming a Guardian of the Galaxy, I guess. And also, so now everyone knows that the planet is no longer good. Ego's kind of the bad guy behind it all. Peter doesn't want to fight his dad. Rocket and Groot show up.
And now this is where the whole tumor thing comes into play.
Right. So, Peter... I don't know if you know the song Brandy, but that's kind of the biggest... It's like really the storyline of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
The only way... I don't remember if it was the only way, but Ego gave Peter's mom cancer, and he tells Peter, and Peter gets pissed, and he's like, you killed my mom, and that's when they start to fight, and Peter's kind of flying around and everything, and the Guardians land, and when they learn that Ego's the living planet, Rocket or somebody must say, like, oh, it's got to have, like, a brain or a power source. So they send Groot down, like, a rabbit hole, basically.
Oh, my God.
And another great scene.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how, like, he's like, Groot, Rocket's like, Groot, you have to touch this button, hit the red button, and Groot points to, like, the black button. He's like, no, but Groot's the only person who can fit down this hole.
Yeah.
While everybody else is fighting to try and just escape.
But then this is where he realizes, like, Peter realizes that his real family, which is Ego and his now passed mother, isn't really his family because he doesn't have any connection to them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he realizes that Gamora, Groot, Rocket, Drax, Yondu,
family.
that's like his actual family.
This is cool too. This is where Yondu gets coined Mary Poppins.
Oh, yeah.
Because he comes down on like a...
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an umbrella or not, but...
Oh, no, he's holding onto his arrow, but he's making it go up.
Yeah.
So he's floating downward.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's pretty sick. But all of them are like cornered, and they're all getting beaten. And this is where the Walkman that Peter's been had since
that his mom gave him, before
when he was
she died.
First taken, gets destroyed by Ego.
And he gets pissed.
That completely sets him off. So he uses his newly found celestial powers to just annihilate Ego.
Yeah. In the meantime, Groot does set the bomb, so they only have a limited amount of time before they can escape. And there's a ship waiting, and it seems that everybody gets on it. And Peter gets stuck, so he's still fighting Ego. And Yondu turns back to go get Peter, and this is where we say goodbye to Yondu. Because they have... Oh, no, they both make it off the planet, but they end up in space. The ship evacuated.
Yeah, because they only had one spacesuit, but they had one jetpack.
Right. So Yondu had the spacesuit, but he gave... He had the jetpack, but he gave Peter the spacesuit. Which is funny, because if you remember back, that's how Peter saved Gamora in Guardians 1.
Yeah.
He goes out into space and he tells Yondu, "Come and find me."
That's a complete
And he gives
thing,
it.
yeah.
See, it kind of like turns out. I honestly just thought of it.
So
I
it's real.
Wasn't planned on the outline here.
That's really good, actually.
Not bad.
His real father figure is now like dead in his arms, basically.
Exactly.
And then that's where the Ravager funeral happens.
That was so sad. All
That
the
was-
Ravagers come
that
around,
was
like
pretty good.
Sylvester Stallone, like we were talking about. Everybody gathers around in space and starts shooting off like their guns just to make it look like fireworks, while Yondu gets sent out into space because that's how they end up kind of giving away their own, I guess. So this is
What was
basically how it ends. Mantis
What about,
joins the Guardians
the post-credit scene?
of Guardians 2. Oh God,
Adam
who is it? I don't even know.
Warlock.
Oh, that's right. Adam Warlock comes in.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Who's apparently not going to be in Volume 3. Like, they mention him in 2, but not going to
It's
happen.
funny because he's so big in the Infinity War comics. Well, the new Infinity War comics,
Yeah.
but not like the originals. But, so yeah, that's basically your breakdown. That's a good breakdown for 20 minutes. We might have to go 2 episodes, kind of. Let's get some questions going. So you guys, if you want to answer a question, fire out your answer. I'm going to ask Bobby. He's going to give us his answer. We'll go play those games I was talking about, and we'll get we'll be moving. So, who is the better villain, Ronan or Ego, and why?
I'm going to say Ego.
Okay.
Because it was a big character arc for Peter.
Absolutely.
Ronan.
He took Ronan?
Really?
You see, I love the idea of
Yeah.
Ronan. I'm kind of in the middle here. I'm also taking Ronan. But I understand Ego because at least Ego was in the movie. Ronan had
Yeah.
a couple of scenes, not for
Yeah.
long, no fighting. Ego was like the key, he saved them in the beginning and then he came... His whole story developed, like you said, the arc just rose, and then peaked and it's, didn't go back down. It plateaued at a peaking point, which is... I don't think plateaus are terrible at points like that. Okay.
But with Ego, like, it really gave Peter his, like, defining moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he would rather literally sacrifice himself for his new family.
Right.
And literally, he killed his own family. At
Right,
that
he
point.
had to end up killing his dad. Okay, cool. Well, who had the better entrance? Star-Lord in Guardians 1, walking around singing with his Walkman on that planet, he picked up like a lizard thing, going to get the Infinity Stone when he said, I'm Star-Lord. And the guy goes, who? Or Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when they were all fighting
Dancing
that big
around,
pink thing,
yeah.
dancing around the whole time to Mr. Blue Suede. Which was a better entrance? The next question you're gonna rip your eyes out for.
I think 2, because it was just so perfectly done.
Yeah. And I think it was exactly what everybody was waiting for, because if you think about Groot in 2,
Yeah.
I think a big thing too was, if you remember, at the end of Guardians 1, Groot doesn't make it. Then you learn there's Baby Groot. But remember the trailer for Baby Groot? How it was at the very end of it. All of a sudden, Rocket shoots a hole in something, and he's looking through the hole, and then Groot just pops out over his shoulder, and everybody's like, oh my god. So I have to agree, because like, they introduced Baby Groot perfectly, as like a no-brain, like has no clue what's going on. What was his second comment?
But it's super close. Yeah.
Yeah, both
Absolutely.
were just incredible. It's hard because these movies were so good. Okay, don't get mad. Which movie had the better soundtrack?
Alright.
It took me
This
a long
one's
time
really
to decide,
hard.
and I'll tell you how. Do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay, so I chose Guardians 2. I think the music, so I like how Brandy had to do with the whole movie. Mr. Blue Suede kicking in was perfect. I loved when Bring It On Home came in, when Peter gave Gamora, I think it was just a great song, because in Guardians 2, of course, he went with 1.
He did go with 1.
Okay, cool. Dude, it was hard. Name a few songs from 1 if you can remember, just to help us remember.
Hold on, I have both.
You have 1 downloaded?
I have both of them.
But so Peter and Gamora were kind of deciding, like, what is this thing between us? And they're kind of in a relationship, kind of not. They're trying to figure it out. But when he dances with Gamora to Bring It On Home, I was like, damn, this is good. This is clever.
Oh my god, this is actually impossible.
What other ones do we know?
Alright, from 1, Hooked on a Feeling, that's Spirit in the Sky, I Want You Back, Come and Get Your Love, which...
What a good song. And
Pina Colada song, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. From Volume 2, Mr. Blue Sky, Fox on the Run, The
I'm
Chain,
staying
which I liked.
The Chain is so good.
Southern Nights. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with 2 because
with
I
two
like a
also?
lot more. Like come a little bit closer. I feel like it's basically Come and Get Your Love,
right?
but like a little bit better.
And again, I think that 2's soundtrack was just a little better for the storyline. The songs came in at a perfect time. 1's was also fantastic. Like, these are things that, like, nobody, like, me and Dylan aren't going to sit here and fight about this because he's going to say, yeah. He's probably going to say, yeah, 2 was really good also, but I liked 1 better and I like 2 better.
And then also 2 has Father and Son, which I can't listen to without getting, like, really sad about it.
Okay, I don't know.
It's just such a depressing song.
I don't know the song well enough, I guess, but... which movie had better fight scenes?
I know I've been going 2 way too much, but just because the whole Ego versus Peter Quill in the big celestial battle kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So you're taking 2 again.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm going... What did he write? I can't read.
Yeah, they're both good. It's really hard for this. I'm
Dylan,
actually
better
having
fight
difficult.
scenes. Volume 1 or Volume 2? I'm going Volume 1.
Yeah, I'd go 1. That's what Dylan said. I'd go 1.
This
is
Groot sticking his
impossible.
arm through like 5 people. Gamora being the warrior she is. The Gamora and Nebula fight is great. The idea that Rocket builds that big blaster that Drax has to wear.
Yeah.
And they shoot Ronan and it does nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Which I never understood. Like, why did that do nothing?
That's why I think Ronan was so underwhelming. Ronan to me is Game of Thrones season 7.
Falling out of the ship with Groot is insane.
Oh, yeah, and it's so sad
That
because that's when they first coined the term, "We are Groot," because Rocket looks at him and cries and he's like, "You're gonna die," and it was just incredible. The
Groot we have now is not the Groot from...
I don't like this little Groot, this little teenage Groot. I'm not a big fan. I hope... Well, we'll talk about...
Yeah.
Questions for Volume 3. Okay. So take the core 4 Avengers. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk. Replace one with one of the 5 members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So take out one of those guys and put Gamora, Star-Lord, Drax, Groot, or Rocket.
I would replace, like, just one of them, or...
Oh, you have to take one out to replace it with another.
Can I replace multiple people, or
Nope, it's gotta be one.
It's just one?
Just one. You rewrote the movie, and you're taking out X for Y.
I would take out...
So you don't want to take anybody out, right?
Yeah, this is terrible.
The 5 of them are so stupid perfectly together in Guardians. And
I would replace... Wow, this is actually
this is for the
really
this is
hard.
You're redoing an Avengers movie. Take out Thor, Hulk, Captain America, or Iron Man. Replace them with one of the Guardians.
I would replace... Dylan said Star-Lord for Hulk.
I like that.
I would like
You don't
that.
have enough power there, though.
Yeah, I would think... As much as I don't like doing this, I would replace Captain America with Star-Lord.
Okay, I'm not
Because...
against it.
Dylan said scratch that. Groot for Hulk.
That's
good.
incredible. Imagine that movie. How good that movie would be. But the cool thing too is in the Avengers, the original Avengers, like the Hulk is a cool character, man.
Yeah.
It's up second. But Groot for Hulk is solid, especially
That's
now
good.
if you saw in game. Like I'm just done with the Hulk. So, so who do you go? You went Captain America.
Captain America for
Star-Lord.
For Star-Lord. The only reason why is because I liked the banter back and forth between Iron Man and Star-Lord.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. That's
Because
good.
I thought that was perfect, how they were just at odds, but also somehow it worked.
Okay.
Like to a
So your
degree.
new Avengers are the Hulk, Iron Man, Star-Lord, and Thor. Cool.
Just second comment said hello.
Okay. Now take your 5 Guardians of the Galaxy. You're rewriting the
replace
movie.
one.
Replace one of them with an Avenger. So now if you saw Infinity War, you know that Thor joined with Rocket and Groot. So that might help an answer a little bit, but you still got
I
to
would
take
think
one out.
Gamora for Iron Man.
So now you have Star-Lord, Iron Man, Groot, Rocket,
and Iron Man.
and Drax.
Oh yeah, Drax.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that one.
I think yeah. Yeah.
What did he say?
That we'll get to or as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with that really soon. Yeah. I'm not getting rid of Gamora because I think Quill needs Gamora. I think all of them do. She's like their sense of direction. I feel like because Peter is a bad captain. He's a stupid captain to have.
He's just dumb, but it works out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's just how things happen.
Ready for this one?
All right.
Who would you want to see have a solo story of the 5 original Guardians?
Rocket. Easily.
Wow. I said Rocket also. But that's a very good... That was very
He's so handy with like how he just builds and literally anything at this point out of nothing.
And I'm like... It's like I know what all the rage is about based on there's like different storylines, of course.
Dylan said Groot, which I do agree with.
Groot is awesome too because it's kind of like, is he from a planet of Groots? But Rocket, if you played the Telltale series, Rocket was in love with this other raccoon named Lila. And they were trapped, of course, when he was like a science project. But I don't know how he became a science project. And hi, Mom. And she yelled at me last week because I never said hi back to her, apparently, when she came on. And how... Like, he's got the stuff on his back already when they, like, meet in the showers in Guardians 1.
Gamora, who doesn't know, like, Quill is a cool idea. Yeah.
Gamora is another good one.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get her backstory a little in Infinity War.
But you could do, like...
the training that Thanos puts her for. Her and Nebula coming together.
Kind of stuff.
Drax, you know the story of. Like
yeah, you really do.
Thanos kills his family and everything, and, like, Drax is a warrior, don't get me wrong, he's an awesome character.
You could...
If you know too much about it already.
What you could only do with Drax at this point is probably... I guess, like, what he does... How he got in prison, like in the first place. Yeah,
that's cool. I never thought of that. But I'm also saying Rocket. But anyways, back to the scene. He was in love with this raccoon named Lila, and they were escaping. And Lila gets captured and killed right in front of him. And I think that's what set his rage off. I don't know how he got all the guns and how he became the way he did, but cool little thing, I think. And I agree with Rocket 100%.
Yeah.
I just love Rocket Raccoon way too much. Who do you miss more, Yondu or Ego?
Yondu, easily. Yeah.
Too easy of a question.
You can't.
We're not going to go into this. Alright, ready? You're going to take the 5 Guardians of the Galaxy. You're going to take their 5 actors and actress. And you have to give them somebody new.
Like a new actor? Or?
Yeah, so you can write this one down. So I'm going to do this. So we know Chris Pratt is Star-Lord.
Yeah.
You're going to write who he's going to be now.
Who he's gonna be now, like from MCU.
No, he's still a Guardian, but he's not Star-Lord.
Oh my god!
So somebody is just gonna voice Rocket. Whoever you pick for
Vin Diesel. Oh my god! This is actually impossible. Wait a minute.
So you gotta remember, like, so somebody's becoming a girl because Zoe Saldana is becoming somebody else. Dylan said Yondu, 100% agreed. What was the second comment?
But he wasn't your daddy, yeah.
That's right. He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. Forgot about that.
That's the only way to go about that one.
Give Bobby a minute here. So think about it yourselves. Who do you want to see read you the voices? I cannot see from far away. I finally got a tripod of one. Vin Diesel as Drax. That's what he has so far. Yeah. It's a very solid one.
Wow. Okay.
He has Bradley Cooper as Star-Lord. 100% agree.
Yeah. Now these 3, it's just...
I think he has to be Gamora.
Yeah.
Because he's just... Chris Pratt is awesome, but... Putting him as Gamora is a solid choice, I think.
Dave Bautista. And these 2...
I would make her Rocket.
Really?
You're going with the... Go with your... It's your question. Oh, very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bobby went with it's going to be backwards. He took Chris Pratt as Gamora. He took Dave Bautista to now be the voice of Rocket. Bradley Cooper to be Star-Lord, which solid choice. Kind of, if you look at Bradley Cooper and Chris Pratt, kind of the same issue.
Yeah, they're both...
You know, like, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana to be Groot, so Groot is much smaller, I guess, with a girl voice.
Yeah.
And
I just want to
those
see
Drax
what
hands down.
I feel because they are apparently doing the What If series
Mm-hmm.
on the whatever Disney.
That Disney X thing that they're talking about.
Whatever it is. But if they do a What If, they could do something with that. And you did mention like what if there's a planet of Groots?
Right.
Like there could be something with that. I don't know.
Right. Oh, let's catch. All right, your next question. If Rocket didn't use guns,
Is Hemsworth in play?
no,
Nah.
not for this.
No, but that would be.
That would be incredible. Also, you'd have a new Groot, I think.
Ooh, yeah.
If Rocket didn't use guns, what weapon would you want to see him wield?
Kind of like knives or something like that.
Drax's knives are like throwing knives.
Drax's knives.
Okay, cool.
Because kind of like jump on your back and like kind of get you kind of thing. I don't know. Like in Assassin's kind of way.
Cool. I like it. Alright. So we're gonna do another. He's gonna write down another set of things. You're gonna take the core 4 Avengers.
Alright.
So RDJ,
Evans.
Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, and Hemsworth. This is why I said no. Second. Make them the male Guardians of the Galaxy.
Alright. Dylan said bow and arrow, which actually would
Ooh.
be. That would be pretty sick. So wait, what am I doing?
Damn, Poppy. So he's taking Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and Mark Ruffalo, and he drew on my arm. And he's gonna make them the Guardians, the new Guardians. So Star-Lord, Drax, Groot, and Rocket.
Evans.
So your original Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, and Thor turning into Guardians. See how he does it. That's brilliant.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
so. Don't do it. I knew you were gonna do that.
What? What's?
Because I hate him.
I think he's alright.
See, this is just super unique. That's what was cool about this question. I knew to give it to you. So he made Robert Downey Jr. Rocket. So took Iron Man, basically, turned him into Rocket. Solid choice.
Yeah.
He took Chris Evans and made him Groot. Cool, because Chris
I
Evans
think he
is
just had to. Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Ruffalo is Drax. Not a Ruffalo fan again. Over Ruffalo. I guess the green on green would make sense. What did Dylan write? And Hemsworth is Star-Lord again. Hemsworth, Cooper, and Pratt kind of all can resemble and rock it out. So.
Dylan said RDJ is Rocket. That's a good one.
Okay.
Hemsworth is Groot. Evans as Star-Lord, and Ruffalo as Drax.
I like Ruffalo as Groot to be as useless as possible. Not that Groot is useless, but just to do the... It was all the body type between them. That's what was cool.
Ooh.
But okay, cool. So another different answer. Alright, we're going to play Love or Hate.
Alright.
So what's going to happen for this version of Love or Hate is it's going to be a one-on-one fight. You got to tell me if you love the idea of these people fighting or if you hate the idea of them fighting. Star-Lord versus Captain America.
I like it. I think, yeah.
Star-Lord versus Iron Man.
I like it.
Star-Lord versus the Hulk.
No.
Not at all. Star-Lord versus Thor. One-on-one.
No.
Star-Lord versus Ronan.
Yes.
Star-Lord versus Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man versus... Star-Lord versus Black Panther.
No.
What did second write?
Second said RDJ is Rocket, yeah. Hemsworth is Drax.
I like
Evans
that.
as Star-Lord, and Ruffalo as Groot.
Thank you. I like that one a lot. I like that one very much. Drax versus Captain America.
Yeah.
Okay, Drax versus the Hulk.
No.
Really?
I think it would be funny, but I don't think it would last long at all.
Drax versus Ultron.
No.
Drax versus the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Drax versus the Punisher.
Yeah.
I know we don't have a Punisher in the MCU, but you know where I'm going. Gamora versus Mantis.
No.
Gamora versus Black Widow.
Yes.
Gamora versus Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
Gamora versus Okoye.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And Gamora versus Captain Marvel.
No.
What did Martin write?
Martin said Drax as a fighter.
I try and look at it.
Oh yeah, so as Groot or as...
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying. All right. Rocket versus Iron Man.
Yeah.
Rocket
That'd be
versus
sick.
Rocket versus Ant-Man.
Yes.
Rocket versus Falcon.
Yeah.
And Rocket versus War Machine.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's like Machine versus...
Big Groot from Guardians 1. What did second right?
Gamora versus Black Widow would be...
And that'd be insane.
So
and I
sick.
think her versus Okoye would also be freaking nuts.
Because they're both... Oh, that'd be
That's the cool thing about the Guardians. It's hand-to-hand combat or, like, shooting.
Yeah.
So, like, these people with special powers, there's no reason to fight them. Groot from Guardians 1 versus the Hulk.
Yes.
The Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
Ultron.
No.
Okay, Ronan.
No.
Crossbones.
No.
I know, I'm not into it. I should have put Drax versus Crossbones. That would have been a good one. We're now going to play... I had another one. It was stupid. I just couldn't think of anything, and then as we started the show, as you saw while the music was playing, I rewrote that. So now we're going to play a new game we played last week with Dylan called Line 'em Up. Bobby's going to be the only one to play. I'll repeat them multiple times to help you guys out. You're going to put in order of the food chain. So top is your strongest person in your mind, down to the bottom of the food chain. So he's going to list them all on here. What did he write?
Crossbones versus Punisher. That's
insane.
That'd be insane.
That's insane.
I wish the Marvel Netflix stuff would come in.
Give up, yeah. Alright, so you're going to do your food chain, and you're going to list these people. Make it right kind of small, because you have to go from top to bottom. So top of the food chain, one person per row. Alright? So I have it written down. It's going to go...
How many rows is this?
Try to fit it in one. So there's 1, 2... You can write the numbers down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. So there's 12 people. Write it down on a piece of paper at home if you want. Write these names down first. Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Groot, Rocket, Mantis, Yondu, Taserface, Nebula, Ego, Kraglin, and Ronan. I'll repeat them again. And you've got it. So Bobby's got it here. He's going to list them in his order from... You can list them in your order of your, I guess, favorites. Do your favorites. Do like that. So you're going to take your original 5 Guardians. You have 12 total people. The original 5 Guardians, then Mantis and Yondu, Taserface, Nebula, Ego, Kraglin, and Ronan. So you have your main 5 Guardians, the 2 villains, Ego and Ronan, Nebula, Taserface, Yondu, Mantis, and Kraglin. And place them in your order from your most favorite to your unfavorite. In the meantime, we're going to talk. We're going to do our giveaway tonight. It was if you liked my post for Nicktendo being done today from yesterday. Giving away a comic book, giving away a really cool hardcover comic book. I'll show it to you in a few. We'll talk, because it's got some cool story behind it. It actually brings up Fred Van Lent, which I talked about. So hint, hint, wink, wink, if you figured that out earlier. You're in on it. 12 people were participating. We'll put your names in the hat. Shuffle it up. Bobby will pick a winner. We'll talk about what's to come on Nicktendo next week. And then we're going to talk about our little idea for the MCU. So, give him a minute. And then we'll start.
Who had left?
It's here.
Oh, yeah, Craig.
Dylan, when you're listening, I need you to write down numbers 1 through 22. Get a list of the movies in the MCU. Put them in your order from best to worst. Include Endgame, so it might be 23.
Yeah, 23.
It's 23, that's my bad. So, alright. So Bobby's food chain, with all those names, goes from... We'll start at the bottom. We'll start at the worst. Taserface. He sucked.
He died instantly.
Yeah, it was just funny how I called him Taserface. Mantis, 100% agree she should be at the bottom. Ronan, then Ego. Nebula. Kraglin is up high, I like it.
Yeah.
Yondu, Drax, Gamora, Groot, Rocket, and Star-Lord. I like the list, I'll show you. So you can get a good vibe on it. I know it's a little backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 through 23. Take your time, dude. I only have like 3 written down. I've been looking at it every night for like 10 minutes. It's hard to do because we're going to talk about what I talked with you about at the end of the show last week. I think we can get this done in 1 episode in the meantime, so... Cool. So good. I know, Mom. So, we're going to go talk about Guardians 3 a little bit here.
How do you want me to submit that? Well,
hold on to it. I don't want to see it. I just want you to have it written somewhere. And then when you come to do what we talked about last week, lining them up in order, bring it with you. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear your order. I don't want to know it at all. Guardians 3. Is Thor going to be involved?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So do you think they're going to become the Asgardians of the galaxy? Do you think he'll be like kind of their new captain?
I hope so.
Do you think that the members of Thor's Asgard, like Valkyrie, who he gave at the end of Endgame Asgard to, because Asgard is a people, not a place, do you think like she's going to come back in or no?
I don't think so. I think Korg will and Meek will probably come back.
That's my next question. Cool, okay. What version of Groot are we going to get in Guardians 3? Baby, big, small, in between?
Back to normal. Like
a regular full-size Groot?
The full-size Groot.
I hope so. I'd like to see it again.
Because, I don't know. I don't like the whole teenager one either.
How do you feel? Do you have any clue on who the enemy could be?
I feel like it's going to be just... I don't know if we're going into endgame stuff. I don't know.
I don't know how you could do it. Go ahead.
Like, I feel like it's going to be searching for Gamora.
Oh, okay.
Or something like along those lines.
Okay, that's fair. Do you think any of them are going to die?
No. I don't think so.
Do you think Quill and Gamora will end back up together?
Yes. And I don't know. I had a weird thought the other day where since this is they always do in teams of 3 like all these movies, which they actually might break with Thor. They might do a 4th one.
Really?
Yeah, because Chris Hemsworth has been signed on for 5 more movies.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Thor 4,
Guardians
3, and then the rest.
Another Avengers movie, possibly.
Probably.
Okay, cool.
But what's it called? I feel like they're gonna like settle down or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Who's gonna be the captain of the Benatar?
Thor.
Thor, you're taking it? Okay.
I think so. I think.
Cool. Hey.
I don't know.
Alright, so we didn't leak Endgame much. Like I always told you guys I don't want to do that. An Endgame episode is coming. I promise. I'm just letting the movie kind of develop. I want to see it again. I've only seen it the one time, so there are ideas for Guardians 3. Couple things left. We have 12 minutes, much more time than I thought. Cool. You did those 2 games very well. What do I want to do first? I want to do your giveaway first. I want to do the raffle giveaway first. So, real quick, my hat's going down. So, the people in the raffle, Dylan, Kellyanne, Retro Savage, who I still need to talk to, my brother Dan, Dan's girlfriend Sam, Martin, Trobes, you, this person called Children of Thanos, cool name, my mother, AJ, my friend Megs. I think that was it. We're 11 or 12 people, so I'm going to shake it up. Bobby's not allowed to look, obviously.
No.
Don't look, pull a name. Read the name out loud. Make sure you only have one, of course. You pulled yourself?
Yeah.
You can win it. It's up to you.
No,
Unless you're gonna give it. Alright, cool.
No, I'm gonna give it to someone else.
Give it to somebody else. Who you got?
Dan.
Cambria 6661. Very cool. You have won a copy of Fred Van Lent's Hook. So it's a hardcover. This is awesome. It's called Season 1. I think it's like a volume. It's a book 1. Again, we talked about it earlier in the show how Fred Van Lent, right? It's a Hook series and the Guardians of the Galaxy series. So I think that was pretty sweet how we were able to tie those 2 things together. So, very cool. Congratulations. I'll hand it to you in a minute when I see you next. Let's do your giveaway. You can open that.
All right.
Well, not your giveaway. Your for coming on the show. We always do this.
Yeah.
It was about time. You know how long it took me to find that?
I
ordered them online finally. I don't like ordering them online, but what with Korg? So we bet if you watched our episode for Infinity War / Endgame.
And that was a classy move. Thanks.
We talked about. I asked him if Korg was coming back. So
I love Korg.
It worked out perfectly. Korg was such a cool character.
I think he was so well done. With
hands down.
I don't know. It was great.
Also, Bobby got another pen, a Nick the Nerd pen. These were made by my mom, which is very cool. It has the Instagram account, the show name, and the YouTube channel on it. I'm still sending them out to a lot of people. Second, I got to get your address because I got to send you that and 1 or 2 other things that I have here. So very cool on that. Next week on Nicktendo, I am literally going into this one blind. Dan is back. Dan, my brother who did Episode 1, we're on 15. Next week will be 16 already. Dan is gonna do Avatar: The Last Airbender. So if you watch Avatar, you know anything about it, come on, because you're gonna talk as much as he is. I don't know anything about the show. I've seen a handful of episodes, not much. I know basic things about it, so Dan's gonna break some stuff down to me. I'm gonna try and set up Love or Hate for him. We're gonna try and set up Line Him Up. But yeah, so come get your refresher or your information on Avatar: The Last Airbender. It should be fun. I did see the movie they made by M. Night Shyamalan. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love that show so much, but I
don't know anything about it. So as we were talking, we have 9 minutes, so you guys can include anything you want here. So earlier, Bobby was working for like half an hour to an hour on this thing. So I talked to Dylan, and we talked about it at the end of our episode last week. We're going to do this first 10 years, including Endgame, in order from our favorite to least favorite movie. It's not going to be an episode of Nicktendo. It's going to be an exclusive. So I want to say I've done 2 exclusives. One of them was Detective Comics 1000. I don't remember what the other one was, but it's not going to be a scheduled thing. I'm going to give everyone like a day or two's notice, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to bring in Dylan's coming back, Bobby, my cousin Richie's going to be back. He'll be on at the end of the month for the final episode of the month. A new person will be on, and hopefully one other new person. So there's going to be 6 or 7 of us fighting over which set of the MCU movies was our favorite from 1 to 23. We have them all written down on an index card right now, and what we're doing is we're taking our Pop Funko toys and we're using those to
just indicate which one.
It's the perfect word for it. It's to indicate the movies. So obviously some of these are going to be for Guardians of the Galaxy, the 2 movies. So when we go to move them around on our big table before we finish, you'll know based on, because we're going to go over the whole thing first. We're going to break down who's for what movie, and then we're going to move them around. It's going to be a huge debate, and I'm going to have a set of rules for it. So everybody is welcome to join in. Please include your comments when we do that. It'll be on a Sunday most likely. I'm trying to get it on a Saturday night, which would be freaking awesome. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it.
Yeah.
You guys are 8 minutes to go still? Wow. You guys were awesome, including all your information tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you everybody for coming on. You are on next month. That's right. We're going to bring Dan in right after this, and we're going to freaking talk. It is time to break down next month's schedule a little bit better. So we have, I think I put it out already. I put a post up. If anything changes, I'll show you guys. But remember, Dylan's coming back. Bobby's coming back with another guest. We're going to have a new guest on again. And then, I don't remember who the 4th week was. I know I only have 4 weeks. So it's cool. Still not going bi-weekly yet. I hope you guys enjoy this. I love doing this for everybody. I love doing this just for fun.
Yeah.
So awesome Tuesday nights. Thank you so much for coming on, Bobby. Thank you again. What is this, number 4?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you know it's going to be crazy. You go to college at the end of the summer, I'm going to have somebody break your record.
Yeah.
So sad. I'm going to have to do as many exclusives as possible. So.
You got to remember that there's you can split screen with lives. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
All right, so Bobby can still be on the show.
I can still be here.
So, what do comics say? I cannot see it all, man.
Fun show, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
That was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it, guys. Awesome. Cool. Everyone loves Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. Oh, I have a good question for you. When we do our lists, would you place these 2 movies in your top half? So your top 12.
Oh, yeah.
Your top
Absolutely.
10?
One of them.
Okay.
I would have to look at the full
It's
thing.
hard. It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so much fun.
I've tried already trying to make my list of 2022 or 23.
All I have written down are my bottom 2 or 3
and
right now. I have the rest.
I'm actually
I have like a
having
top 10.
so much difficulty with
But
this.
I think it's pretty solid, so it's going to be awesome. Please join us if you love the MCU. We're going to have a blast with it. It's going to be an awesome day of fighting and debating and laughing together. So it's going to be, if I had to guess, it's going to go 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
At least. So look out for the exclusive. I'm trying to get these people here because not everybody lives together, so it's going to be a little harder to do, but it's going to work out. It's going to be freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. This is Nick the Nerd. Keep it comic.